Hey y'all, it's Shannon's husband Tom. And so the only thing I can make is pizza. So I make it from scratch and I make a shrimp pizza, and a lot of people are like, shrimp pizza, not really sure about that. So the trick to it is a hint of horseradish. I know that sounds really gross, but it's not. It's not at all, actually. Think about it, cocktail sauce. But you don't want it as heavy as cocktail sauce. You just want it to have a kind of a hint. Goes really well with onions and pepperoni. So pepperoni, shrimp, and onion is a really nice blend pizza. We do the pre-bought, wrapped in a tube thing. You can make your own. We might do that someday. We've talked about doing whole grain because it's healthier for you. But the shrimp's good for you. The pepperoni's got a little bit of the nitrates and the fat in it, but the onions are good for you. We make our sauce from fresh because, you know me and Shannon, we hate stuff that's processed. Which pepperoni, I kind of laugh, it's really processed. But we make our own. It's just paste. Right here. Roasted garlic already in it. We throw extra garlic fresh. Onion powder and salt and pepper to taste, a little oregano. It depends on how spicy you like it. I like it mild. The horseradish you have to do to taste. So once you get everything else in there, do the horseradish last. Just kind of do it with your finger and figure out if you like that flavor. You want it mild. You don't want a cocktail sauce strong. That'll be gross. And so you want it like a hint, just like a reminder. Is there anything else you need to tell them about?
We're going to stop now and put it together, and we'll show you when it's done.
Are we back?
Shut up.
Okay, so we par-baked. What par-baked means is you partially bake. That's what par-baked means.
I can't get your head in it too, so we're
Well,
just
just show my gut all the time. So this is called par-bake. If you like a doughy crust, you don't want to par-bake very much. But if you like a crisper crust or a more thoroughly cooked crust, once you par-bake, if you're a garlic person or a butter person, you can butter the edges. You know that a lot of people like that. I don't. I think it makes it a little too greasy. But a lot of people like to swab on some butter here. Totally fine. So I like toppings to scatter all over the pizza.
Did you do this?
Yeah, so I was going to show that when we got on here. So we already got the we got all the stuff mixed up. So, you know, it's really up to you. Growing up in Atlanta, our favorite place when I was a little kid was Gigi's Pizza. I grew up in College Park down by the airport when I was a kid. And they had shrimp on pizza, and I fell in love with it, and it's hard to find, so we usually cook it at home. Part of the reason, because seafood has different, in the restaurants, you have to handle it differently. So I like it in the smaller bites, just so that you have it spread across the entire pizza. I like an even taste all over. Some people like surprise pizzas, where every bite you get a different surprise. But we did put the oregano in here. We put the garlic, the fresh garlic. You know, Shannon, I like fresh ingredients. Pepper, a little bit of salt because we use garlic salt, so it was already salty. And then you just get a little bit. You know, horseradish does not take much.
That's a lot.
That's not. She's like, it's a lot. She also thinks a lot of garlic's a lot. I don't think you can put too much garlic in anything. What are you doing?
I'm going to taste it.
It's about right, isn't it? All right, so sauce to pizza. Slapping dough, I used to do that when I worked for pizza places. The only reason you slap dough is to stretch it out so you can make a round pizza. This came square, so you just have to work with it. Be really careful you don't thin it out when you stretch your dough. But anyway, par-bake, here we go with some sauce. I'm not going to put it all on there because Shannon and I like a light sauce, and we like a thick sauce. Our son likes thick sauce.
You want a brush?
No. So you get a spoon. I had one out. I must use it for this. And you start in the center, and you do circles. Okay. And you get the thick part out toward the edges, and then you kind of do windshield wipers. And that's how you get the sauce to the edge. For a good tasting pizza, you want everything to be even. You know, I hate eating pizza and getting a huge bite of sauce. I hate eating pizza and getting a huge bite of some of the toppings, and then the rest of the pizza, there's no topping. You want to go to the edge as much as you want to. My wife really likes crust. I used to go to the crust when I make this myself for me, because I don't really care for the crust. That's why Shannon and I made for each other, because she likes the crust. I like the inside. There's a lot of stuff where like that, where she likes the part I don't. So you want to work, Work to your edges. It's kind of an ugly pizza because of the crust, but I think it's going to be a good crust. It's one of those Pillsbury's or something like that. Wherever you put the crust, I mean the sauce, the pizza's going to stick. So if you don't want to think, if you don't, so how far out you go, it's going to go. All right. So once you make it to the middle, all the way out, and you kind of got an edge. Don't want to have like that because that's going to just slide it right off. Well, it's going to slide, and it's going to make all your toppings slide. Pizza is sauce becomes liquid in the oven. That's why when you pull it out of the oven, you got to be really careful. You don't slide it around. Everything will slide right off the pizza when it's hot because the sauce is really viscous.
My candle's getting way too hot. Ow, that's hot.
So when I used to make pizza, we used to have people deliver it. You got to be really careful when you're delivering pizzas because everything will slide right off in the car. So I like everything being spread out really even. I mean, kind of got that point already. But it makes it so the pizza just doesn't have it. Now I'll do one last kind of swirl to make sure I didn't have any kind of like real
You got
pile
globs
up, and
over
I've got
there.
a glop right there. You can pull it over. Funny thing is, Shan's saying that she's never thought of that when she was making a pizza before.
I've never made pizza
Because she
before.
does. I always make the pizza. So you want it even. Leave the little thin there, because that's where you're gonna cut your pizza. You're gonna start your cut. Okay, that's about as even as we get. I like really big ladles. So I used to do it. All right, so I like a lot of mozzarella. Not gonna lie, gonna come back over. I'll come down here. I like a lot of cheese. Carter, my youngest, doesn't. He likes light cheese. So, whatever works. Generic, Kroger or Walmart, mozzarella's fine. If you're a pizza snob, you can go to, there's some really expensive pizza cheeses. I don't really think for pizza like we're making here, it's that big of a deal. When I made pizzas, when I used to work there in college, we throw them everywhere because the line we use, you can just throw this cheese everywhere. So I have to be careful that I don't mess up the kitchen too much. Again, you just want kind of a even spread. You don't want anybody getting a super chunk. I like to get a good layer of cheese on the bottom because it does kind of make everything stick, and I think it kind of separates the flavors of the sauce. All right, so now we're gonna go. So you do. Depends on how you want to do it. Some restaurants put the vegetables on the bottom so they don't burn, which is nice. Sometimes we start with pepperonis because they're flat. We're doing these red peppers. I kind of want them to roast a little bit.
They're red onions, purple onions.
I mean, purple onions. I apologize. I want to actually want them to roast a little bit. So I'm going to put them on the top. So we kind of get those. They get crispy. I like them that way. But vegetables, typically, you'll put them on the underneath because if they're on the bottom, they don't dry out. Your call. So if you got if you use canned mushrooms, I always put those on the top. This really isn't going to be a pizza for just pepperoni, so we're going to spread it out. We're doing the pepperoni for just having a hint of flavor. If you want to cover it with a double pepperoni, go right ahead. But with the shrimp, I think the pepperoni is a really strong flavor, and it can overwhelm the shrimp. You want to go to the edge. The least favorite thing in the world is your last piece of pizza to just be nothing. So make sure you always take your toppings to the edge, so they looks nice, and also you got flavors on the edge.
Alexa, off.
So Shannon's getting to film me today. She's getting to have all the fun of.
I'm not good at it.
Pizza reminds me of my grandmother, not because she cooked it, but because she couldn't cook. So when I get out at my grandmother's, we would always get pizza. It was always a treat because I usually had to get pizza with my brother and sister. Funny story, my sister Christy, she would get green olives on pizza. She doesn't really like green olives very much, but she doesn't hate them. But everybody else in the family hated them. So by getting half of the pizza green olives, that meant she got. My brother's as big as I am, so you can imagine she had to fight. She's 5'3", me and my brother over 6'4" each. She had to fight for food. So that was pretty smart. So we're gonna go ahead and put in the shrimp. We have a lot of shrimp because I like shrimp. I'm a big shrimp lover, always have been. So the shrimp is, I like to chop them up, like I said earlier, primarily just so you can spread them out more, get more flavor. Rather than having like one big shrimp in one bite per slice of pizza, we get little bites everywhere. Again, start on your edges and work your way to the middle. The middle tends to be a big glop because you get to cut things and everything in the middle kind of becomes a mess. So go to your edges, and then that way nobody's ever disappointed with their last bite of pizza.
I
Everybody's
think we
always
have
happy.
too much shrimp.
We have a ton of shrimp, which is not a problem.
Oh, okay.
I mean, unless you don't want a lot of shrimp.
No,
I love shrimp. That's actually a lot.
it is a lot.
So,
We could feed it to the dogs.
we don't feed that to dogs. We'll make salad with it tomorrow or something.
That's not enough to make a salad, so just put it on there.
I was meaning like add it to our salad.
Oh,
No?
no. We're having spaghetti tomorrow night.
Well, okay. Here we go. Y'all, this is not, this is an over shrimped pizza. All right, so we're going to put the onions on top again. Normally vegetables go on the bottom because they get dried out, but I like the purple onions to be a little crispy.
We have red peppers in the Frigidaire if you want some.
Yeah, and we also, I like to put red peppers on after. I like to season to taste, but I really like the spicy pizza. So if you look at that, the toppings are all to the edge. Now we're going to throw some cheese on top to kind of make it the glue. And then also just because we like cheese.
You want some more pepper flakes?
No, we'll put pepper flakes on it when we get it on the table, rather than now. I like to season it.
There's also shredded Parmesan in the Frigidaire.
We're good. This
Okay.
mozzarella's going to be plenty. So again, if you notice, I've got it like almost like a pile on the sides, but as it cooks, this will settle to the middle. And again, when you cut it, the middle ends up being just a mess. So you really almost don't need any toppings in the middle. So that is a beautiful pizza.
There's cheese over there. Can you get that too? That's wasting.
Okay, so Shannon's going to get the 4 flakes that fell off. All right, so it says 8 more minutes at 4:25. One cool thing about pizzas today, a lot of people are getting into like pizza ovens in their garage or in their backyards, doing the big ones. I'd love to.
Next house.
Yeah, next house. It is true that if you can put a pizza in at a really high temperature, the bread just tastes so much better. It gets crispier. But if you like doughy, because I've had people that I remember I used to work for, people would order
Excuse me.
undercooked pizza dough, which was just disgusting to me. Yeah, then just cook it less or at a lower temperature. So we'll have it come out in about 8 or 9 minutes, and we should have some amazing shrimp
So
pizza.
what do we eat with pizza?
We have potato chips. That's not my family tradition. Shannon and I got married, and I got pizza. She goes, "Where are the potato chips?" And I'm like, "What?" So,
What else does my family eat with pizza?
salad.
No.
Wait a minute.
Coleslaw.
Oh, that's right. They do weird stuff. So my family, well, when we could afford it, we'd get pizza, and we would just. When I was in high school, funny story. I ate Geno's pizza like all the time, the cheap like $2 ones, because my brother and sister were in college. My mom was a single mom, so she'd get like 10 Geno's pizzas for $20, and then I'd just throw all kinds of crap on top of them to make them taste better, and I'd have one for dinner. And
our kids are such snobs. They will not eat Pizza Hut. They won't eat Domino's.
Well, part of it's because when I make good pizza, and then when we go out to eat, we eat good pizza, because why not? Life's too short to eat crappy pizza. So anyway, we'll show you when we cut it.
Okay.
All right, so you know your pizza's ready when the crust is really brown and all the cheese is melted. In fact, that could probably stand if you wanted to another minute or two, but it's really hot. I think it's perfect. I think it's a beautiful pie. So you can cut it. The funny about cutting pizza is you can cut it, if you cut it into more slices, you think you eat more pizza, and also you can feed more people. I know that's kind of a trick, but it does work. So if you try it, let me know if you like it.
And then I've got the table set with our chips and dip and red pepper flake. So we're about to sit down and chow down. Talk to y'all later. Bye.